Publicity's publicity.
Yeah.
We're going live, fellas. Boop, boop. Hey, we're live. Hello.
Yo, yo.
Bing, bang, ding, dang.
Ding dong.
Yo, what is up, internet?
How's it going, folk?
Rocking it with P the B.
Yeah, the PT to the B.
The PT to the B.
Live in the AM.
Yeah, I'm definitely
We gotta
not.
be like Boo Hurt Radio one day. It's gotta happen.
I'll do it. It'll be hilarious. I thought that was kind of like the Saturday at noon kind of thing. We could all be kind of like Sports Center radio hosts for a minute.
92.5 FM Boo Hurt Radio.
We start taking We just start taking live calls.
Just start prank calling others. It's like, you're with Crazy Ira in the douche.
Crazy Ira in the douche. Falchion and the Punch Shield.
Bang-a-rang, buddy boy. Let's do it.
I want to be the Punch Shield.
I just want to be the guy with the soundboard. That's my dream.
Dude, so I'm currently trying to figure out how to make a soundboard for doing stuff like this, like so I can just have a random soundboard.
There's an app. There's an app that integrates with Discord. I'll find it for you. One of my friends sent it to me. I like played around with it. There's one that does voice modulation, and you can like record all kinds of shenanigans, and it has a million different sound effects.
Hey, Chad, how's the video look? How's the audio sound? I'm looking at a live chat with nobody in it. I know there's people watching. Is it just us watching?
I'm not even watching yet. I'm not even doing the Lord's work here. I should go and get in on that.
Oh yeah, I gotta have the burn my CPU with like 1,000 different accounts that just watch at once.
Doing the right? Just got to start botting Chinese YouTube botting. Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
Well,
please, right?
If my RuneScape knowledge taught me anything, it's
oh my God
specifically.
Oh, just multi-box.
Yep.
Just like write a script that just logs in creates like millions of fake accounts and just logs them all in, and they all watch your video.
What's it? Why is it asking for my video resolution?
YouTube Boo Hurt follower 1. YouTube Boo Hurt follower 2.
Hey, chat. How's the sound quality and how's the video quality? Can you actually see us doing stuff? Oh, our video's choppy.
I'm just too dark. There you go.
Yeah. Well.
Now they can see.
Do I
can
go
show
to
myself.
settings? Like it's asking me for video shit. I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
I could say my normal shit. Say my normal shit like, hey everybody, Bear Blackspear, Alex Rashi, the king of medieval mixed martial arts commentary, coming at you with Paul the Barbarian, Ben Sugarman. Feel free to follow me on youtube.com/c/Bear Blackspear, twitch.tv/Bear Blackspear, and facebook.com/Bear Blackspear for more content like this in the future.
I do enjoy the fact that he's basically hosting it.
Crazy shit.
I gotta get like a little crown. And call myself the king. I'm gonna start like a whole fucking YouTube war. All the streamers are like somebody wants to be the king.
There's a lot of people putting out videos now.
I know.
Yeah.
Chuck is grinding, man.
Pump.
I gotta give it up to Chuck.
Everybody take a check. Go and check out Woodchuck Knight. He makes really good stuff for beginners and putting out information, explaining things. He used to be a basketball coach for a long time, explaining rules to small children, so he can at least kind of explain stuff to us.
Sure.
And he's like no shit one of my like just favorite people in the sport.
Oh, Chuck's a great guy. Chuck's hilariously fun.
And I love the fact that he got a lapel mic now. Oh, they're like, you don't have to worry about like some of the bullshit ones where it's like I'd love to listen, but the quality.
Now he's crushing us on audio.
Yeah, I know it sucks. We gotta go sabotage him.
Cannot. Oh my God. I hope he starts live streaming so we can.
Why isn't the AC question still on the table yet? That's the main question in chat.
Why is the AC question still on the table? Why isn't the AC? It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's the plan.
Oh,
yeah.
The plan is to eventually talk about AC, I'm sure.
I mean, realistically, you can't get more than 2 fighters in a room and not like fetch about AC.
That's the correct term. I agree.
Fetch? Is that what you said?
Fetch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That I Yiddish on you uncultured swans.
Hebrew in the room, thank you.
Oh.
You're both Jewish.
Yeah.
You're Jewish. Oh my God, Sugarman! Yeah. Oh my God, bro, my brother. The clan has been assembled.
Oh no, the clan.
Dude, okay, so when I met Ringo in Denmark and I found out Ringo is like, he's not like, I mean, I don't think, if his mom isn't Jewish, he's not Jewish, but I'm not sure if his mom is Jewish. But if it's, regardless, I was like, Ringo, we have to start an all-Jew 5-man team called the Hebrew Hammers. We just go out there and stomp people with the power of the Torah.
That is
absolutely. I was so excited. I messaged Jay to try and get some of the guys like, on the Israel team because I was gonna take my birthright trip at some point. I was like, dude, if I can get around it with them,
this is the conversation.
Bro, okay, all right. So if this is gonna happen, I would be down to go specifically to just bail from the trip and go train with Team Israel.
Hell yeah! Let's just all time the birthright trip so we can.
All right, yo, like let's just. I mean, we could get Paul in. We could get Paul in. Paul is a Jew name.
Yeah.
My last name,
he's
though.
One of us.
You want to talk about my last name?
Friedel? Friedel could so pass, bro.
It's German as fuck. There are towns in Germany called Friedel.
Tons of German Jews, bro.
Yeah.
That
was my grandmother. She was a German Jew.
Yeah, fucking. That's passable. Friedelman.
There we go.
It's over.
I'll tell you, with like the hair and everything, I think if you got a solid tan, you could pass for Israeli.
I'm saying, man.
Israeli.
God. I'm telling you.
You guys are hilarious.
Yeah. So welcome to the new Jew podcast with Paul Friedel.
Yeah, I'm the token goyim in the room.
Friedelstein.
Friedelstein.
Yes. All right, Friedelstein.
God, it's getting worse.
That's amazing. Bro, there's two of us. We're officially representing our people in the correct proportions. There's now two of us in the sport in North America.
Officially the majority.
Yeah, we're officially like I don't know if there other Jews who do Buhurt? Like that's the thing I've wondered.
I have no doubt.
We gotta get the clan together.
Yeah, so what other parts to that AC ruling did you look at, Alex, and just question yourself?
Oh, you're just rolling right into it. Okay.
Let me bring up my tabs.
Yeah, I gotta bring up my tabs too. So if we're just rolling right into it, so
I literally just put the one that you sent in that chat. I just put it in the middle of the screen.
That was a big one for me, and I mean, I told you how that whole conversation went down.
You don't have to get into that.
I reached out. No, but once I reached out and asked some questions about it, so titanium counts as steel, and wolf ribs are period.
I will say, like, the one positive thing, I really like their layout and just like the slide design. It does make it easy to follow. Their website is kind of broken out so you can follow it easily. I do like that.
The new website's
everything they say is bullshit.
Well, not everything they say. They make some. There's some like one thing you got to give it is that in terms of translation, it's much more on point than it used to be. And the issue I raised, like even in terms of translation, it's a legitimate one, right? And I spoke to some people who speak Russian, and they're telling me, well, it depends what terms they're using. Like if they're using this term, this specifically means metal. If they're using this term, this can be like refer to like metal-like materials. And so there's like a lot of play in the translation there that's possible. But it's substantially more understandable than previous iterations. The layout is fantastic. I mean, like you have way fewer questions than you used to.
Mm-hmm. I would love if they had just like a appendix for like because they use a lot of general terms. So if there was like an appendix of like, see this for like the actual reference list of what's acceptable.
I think ultimately we're gonna have to come down to a place where we have like, the HMB channel at one point made a video about like authorized versus unauthorized techniques, and like where like, you know, if your sword is like here on their neck, it's like bad, but if it's like here, it's like good, and like if you do this, it's like you fucked up, and if you did this, like, well, you're great. Right. Yeah. So it's like stuff like that, informative material like that is great. If those links were in the slides, the PDF, that would be fucking sick.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah. But yeah, I think somebody keeps making that point. I mean, not everybody on the internet will know, so I'm not just going to name drop them. But somebody we know keeps making this point that eventually they have to have like authorized kits, or like this is the kit you have to have, and it's like these kits are authorized, these kits are not. Like these are the combinations. Like you have to take that responsibility away from the fighter. It can't be all on you to be an academic researcher, right? That's like ready to go up against an entire organization of academics with like a serious educational background in the field and like relevant archaeological experience, you know? So it's like,
Yeah,
Bro.
I think that would be a great way to go. Because I'm all about taking the guesswork out of stuff. Like if they just and even if you could have like, it's kind of stretching, but they could like authorize like HMB approved, and they could have their authentic, like it's sort of like a guide of where you can buy them. So like you can see on their websites like I bought this kit, they authorize it, I'm good.
I got like a little insidey from some of my contacts now that I shill as much as possible, right?
Yeah.
So apparently, because I brought up the point, I'm like, yo, so at some point you guys have to have like there has to be an armorer certification authorization process where you have a list of armorers that are like certified for HMB that say they will produce the shit, like this kit that they produce is legit. They know like which anachronisms are acceptable, which aren't, and they're like, we're looking into that, but the process is very complicated. There's so many armorers, people get their equipment from so many places. Everybody and their brother now make stuff, which is true too. Like every fucking day we're seeing like random accounts show up saying, my friend, I have best prices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, like I haven't like a lot of Eastern Europeans have stepped into the market now. Like I know that there's like 9 different countries with the people that have just randomly had like 2 or 3 armors pop up in the last like month. And that's not even including the Indian armors. That's not including like anybody else out of Russia, or like I don't actually I'm just kind of surprised that I don't know any about any like French or English armor makers. It's just too expensive to do.
Isn't there Joseph Dawes?
Joseph Dawes? I don't know where he's out of.
He's out of the UK, and he makes like fantastically well decorated, well designed pieces. They all look super dope, and he's like, his stuff apparently is good for HMB. Like I'm like, it's way too nice for me to use an HMB.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who uses dope ass shit when I know it's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah.
That's just not how I roll. Some people love it, right? And like mad respect to the people who go in the list looking pimp AF.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking Kyoka, holy shit, bro. That armor is like fucking easily one of the most insane suits of armor in the world. Like hands down in the world in our sport, of course, right? But like fucking ridiculous kit. I would never go in the list with that.
No.
I don't have, my balls are not that big.
Yeah. I would say my purse isn't that big, because then the maintenance and like if something breaks.
Oh my god!
If some articulation gets fucked up, think about that.
I would cry. I would cry. I would cry.
Yeah.
Big tears.
Big fat tears.
I would cry big tears of sadness.
Big tears.
Of sadness. Getting a dent.
Big tears.
Getting a dent. GG. GG. Yeah. I'm done.
Yep.
You're like super fluted piece with like sick ass detail. Oh, just kill me.
Done.
Kill me now. 100% suicide.
I would love to see national tournaments start to have a fashion show.
Don't they? Doesn't IMCF have a best dress for people out of armor?
Yeah, probably.
I would like to see like the armor, just like a fashion armor. There you go. Who's best dressed?
That would be sick. There would be people who would go nuts for that for sure.
Oh yeah.
They'd go so silly. They'd go so silly.
They'd go silly.
I'd break so many like sea monsters and cockadoodle-doos off of people's helmets and like all.
Bro, those things are awesome though. Like you get the giant like horns on.
No, I want the
helmet
giant bat wings.
The inlaid crown.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, inlaid crown.
If they come out with the fashion show, I'm guaranteeing it at least over/under of 60% more plumes. 60%.
Oh yeah,
plumes.
Lots of plumes.
Bro, mantles and torques and shit. Plumes everywhere. The cape, the side capes.
Oh, the
painted armor. Painted armor.
Painted armor can be a thing if you do it right.
Historically, it has to be historical though.
Yeah, it's rough though. That's hard.
Yeah.
I think
like I wonder if they.
Be good.
Really?
I don't know. It's historical.
Really? Is that legit though?
I don't know.
But like the Texas shoulder.
Anybody gonna try and have a fight with Cumbie? They're fighting the whole state of Texas.
Yeah, it's like all of Texas and an armor battalion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the shit out of Cumbie. I miss the hell out of him.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's awesome.
He's a hilariously fun human being.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
those guys are all nice.
Yeah.
There are a few people. There are a few people in the sport that I've met where I'm like, this guy's a dick, or this girl's a dick. Very few. You're not a dick. You're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have giant privilege.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just your problem. You just have giant privilege.
Yourself.
Yeah, gotta check your privilege, bro.
I run into. You know what checks my goddamn privilege? Like door frames and ceilings and like fucking. I don't. Oh shit. The side view mirrors on cars get me right in the dick. If I just like catch them wrong, it just rocks me, and I'm like, ah, that was a thing.
Okay, I guess that's something I should be thankful for now. All right.
You know what? I'll trade not being able to reach the top shelf without a stepladder for less dick shots.
You'll also trade like the detrimental amount of body damage I take. What are we speaking about?
5 gold stars for you. Good transition.
Right? That was solid. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
That was great.
I completely missed it.
I said speaking of dick shots.
Oh yeah. By the way,
you had the calf tournament on screen.
It's having a problem with my current resolution.
What's having a problem with your current resolution?
The stream apparently does not like my video resolution.
No.
I don't know what that means.
What resolution are you at?
Well, yeah, what resolution are you running
1080,
at?
right?
I don't know. Do you act like I know things, guys?
Yeah, you're right.
Fair enough.
It's probably your bit rate. Does it say bit rate?
How do I change that? Where's that at?
It should be a setting in OBS. If you go to preferences under stream, it'll have bit rate. I think it's standardly set to 2500, but 9500.
You mean settings or preferences?
Let me just open OBS real quick and double check.
Welcome to it, fellas.
I know, right?
So I'm gonna take over for a second here. So Noah Moser in the chat says, "Hey there, what is your opinion of long-handled flails like those seen in Art de
Atletica, motherfucker?
Yeah, I've been playing around
French.
with them and they seem cool, but I wanted to know your thoughts." So I think there's like academic dispute over whether or not flails ever really existed, because I don't believe that there were any finds for flails that were found with like handles. So I think that there's like a lot of debate over how the weapon would actually be used, and I've watched some scholarly documentaries on flails and reconstructive use of flails and shit. So I mean, like if you're referring to like peasant flails, like two-handed flails, like I mean, I think those were a thing at one point, but in our sport, that's just like a big no-no. It's just a big no-no. So I don't really have a functional opinion on them, because I mean, like, my weapon-related opinions are generally relevant to breaking people in the list. So I mean, that's my thoughts on it.
I think that probably it'd be too light to really be effective at for those flails. I think they're mostly on horseback. I don't think they you get them dismounted.
I mean, it's possible because you would swing it while you're riding, kind of a thing.
No, which flail?
I think it's just
the long-handled flails.
I think flails in general mechanically are just bad swords. They're just bad swords.
The only nifty thing about it,
you keep it in. What's up?
The only nifty thing about a flail is on the hinge when it kicks over the shield or whatever block that you've thrown up. The centrifugal force and the mass that carries at the very end of that ball and chain speeds up dramatically, and it'll break your shoulder bone any day of the week.
But if you're fighting somebody who blocks with the chain and doesn't step back when blocking a flail, you're fighting a noob.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. Right? After doing lots of LARP fighting and people thinking that flails, because at BICO there was a couple years where flail meta suddenly became the thing, because people were like, oh, I could throw and then it'll just go over somebody's shield and wreck them. Right? So people started developing weird half sword, half flails.
This is
so
what
it would be 3/4 of a sword and then a flail end.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they would be able to sword fight you in close and then flail you at range. So there was a few years where that was one of the main metas of BICO, and dealing with that shit became a mainstay of surviving any one-on-one encounter.
Block the head, not the stick. Now I know what Noah's referring to. Noah says I was referring to the peasant flails, long handles with one chain link in between with a big bat on the end of the motherfucker. Those things are scary. They're terrible.
Maybe I think
the one on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Halberd or Bardish, this motherfucker right here. Like, this thing is fucking terrifying. Like, I would likely not be as terrified of a weapon that I can't guarantee like the velocity of the head with. And like, there's so many like mechanical fuck ups that can happen with the peasant flail that I would say as a spectator thing, it's cool. But like, you know, and like for a peasant, anything is cool. Right, because you're a peasant and you don't have swords, and the whole thing about peasant weapons is that they're like attempts by peasants and like people who don't have like functional weapons and armor to like fight against people who have functional weapons and armor. So like by default you're at a disadvantage.
I think the end of that like situation with flails versus big axes or something like that, simplification, like you always try to boil shit down to the barest point to make it the most effective. Single-celled organisms. Like, you try to simplify things and then you add flair in to make them better. A flail is a complicated weapon. An axe is a very simple weapon. You don't you don't get the chance possibility of the physics going up with a flail with the axe, but you have the blunt force trauma of an axe. Like, I will take the axe every day of the week. A 5.5 foot long axe with a hammerback on it? Fuck you. And a big spike on it? Yup.
You love hammerbacks.
Yeah, I'm there for it, man. I'm there for it. You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is? When I go fight rattan, the main weapon I fight with is a 6 foot long hammer. It's like one of those rubber hammerheads on a 6 foot long fucking piece of rattan, and I club people to death with it. It's hilarious. It's a light piece of rattan, just mack, just making people hate life. And then I get hit with hammerbacks, and I'm like, oh, I fucking hate hammerbacks now.
Now that being said, you know, is there a scenario where the 30-on-30 happens and the whole team has those like long flails? Do I want to see that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bro, I want to see everything. As a spectator, I want to see everything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Am I gonna say you're gonna dominate in metal? Hell no.
Probably not. I mean, like, I think if we're like talking like the meta, arguably right now the best weapon in BOUT is either halberd, like a 6 to 7 foot long halberd depending on your height, or a one-handed axe. If we're talking just weapon, like one-handed axe and shield, like right now I think buckler and one-handed axe are probably like the corner of the meta right now, like where it's like the most focused down, like the most drilled. Yeah, really? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Like I've watched Steel Bear like so many times now, dude. I'm like I practically know that tournament like fucking perfectly. I'm doing a casual less watched series, of which episode 2 has already been recorded and will be up later this week.
I think the main reason you're seeing more axes out there because of something is because they have a lot of new guys. Axes are cheap and easy to fix. Swords are terrible. They're terrible. They're terrible to take care of.
Impact, man.
The rules.
Focused impact.
It's
I
the
know.
rules.
I'm not arguing
because
that.
Of the grabbing, it's the grabbing your shit rule. The grabbing your shit rule has a big impact on what you're going to do, right? And it's like when you're talking about this or like this with your weapon, this shit as like newbie as it is, this shit like the pros do it in wreck people
wins
all
tournament.
the time. Like where you jump behind some dude and pull him down, or you get behind some dude and you grab your shit and you use it for torque. Like as newbie as that shit is, right? To some people, like that will wreck like some of the best fighters in the world, right?
Yeah.
Whoop, right? Just done. So like you got to be able to do that, and damaging armor is important. I had a discussion about titanium armor recently with my armor, and my armor is a big fan of spring steel, and he thinks that titanium is like bad for the sport for a variety of reasons, like not only aesthetically but just in terms of like the overall athleticism it promotes in fighters, because the less heavy your armor is, the less strong you have to be, right? My argument for why titanium could be like really interesting in terms of its increased prevalence in the sport is that it makes one-handed striking substantially more relevant, especially at lower levels, right? By fighters who don't necessarily have like fucking Evgeny Gladkov flat snaps that are just like that will literally bend your plate in half while it's still on your leg, you know? So it's not everybody's like that, right? And it's like then getting hit by those dudes is like way more significant, right? But it increases the relevance of the one-handed weapon, which we see more of than two-handed weapons on average.
Did you see it? And you can tell me, just, you know, shut up and watch the video when it comes out. But with the buckler meta now, instead of the like standard strap shield, do they punch as much with the buckler, or is it mostly just a grappling tool?
So I see a decent amount of punching. I think I had this conversation with one of the guys on my team yesterday, actually. So I think one of the main advantages of your traditional, punch shield oval, like the pointy one, like fucking like whatever. The whole advantage to it is hand placement, right? Because the distance of your hand from the edge of the shield is going to determine what I call head displacement. And head displacement is that moment where you like punch a dude, right? And your shield contacts their head before you.
Grappling and just your transitions in between. Because, like, you're just slipping all over the place with this, man.
Fucking yeah, but no, like I think grappling is really, really important. So definitely you're going to want to have implements that make grappling easier for you, more effective for you. And if we're talking about executing techniques, especially as judo makes its way more into the sport, being able to get like an underhook is really important when you don't have grips. So it's like I can't grab you, and I can't like fucking do this shit, so I can't break your posture by just doing this, or I can't fuck with your balance like that. And you can't execute a lot of takedowns successfully from an overhook position, because when you get the overhook and you step across to do your haragoshi, like that trip where you step across both legs and try to crank them over your hip kind of a thing, you don't have like they're squatted over like this, and you can't really like complete that takedown because you don't have the leverage and the angle to do it. But if you have an underhook, you can. So because the underhook will allow you to like bend them over your hip while you're taking them down, right? It's like there's a whole argument that can be made about what transitions you can make from before and after or whatever, right? But if we're talking about like the cornerstones of grappling, one of the cornerstones of grappling is the 50-50 and being able to fight in the 50-50. So like getting underhook and overhook and being able to change these positions easily, right? So if you can't fucking do it, and this is all you can do, there are a lot of options that are limiting, and arguably a buckler can deliver a more stout punch, like in the immediate snappy sense, right? Because it's at the end of your extension, whereas a traditional punch shield will just displace your head more, which can knock people out and hurt a lot. But having the buckler strapped to, it's a smaller surface, so you can more easily get it, in the grappling zones and fuck around with it. And arguably, it can defend the same targets that a punch shield is designed to, which is the head and the hip when you're defending halberd shots. So it's like you don't really need all of that shield, right? That's at least the way I understand it. And we're looking at dudes who train judo like all the time.
Mm-hmm. I also the thing I see about a strap shield is the fact that the strap's all the way back here on your forearm. It allows you to generate that much more force into it. And if you have a pretty stiff strap in your hand and you've strapped it down tight and it's literally just an extension of your arm at that point in time, I treat it like a power fist. I smash people as hard as humanly possible with it, displace the head, try and figure out a way to angle it in such a way to drive them one way or another. The buckler is actually really good for chopping the trap. Just coming down, hand up and down, just chopping the trap.
Really?
I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of that because a lot of these assholes only wear like a collar, or they don't. They just have the chainmail up there and maybe some plates on their flapper.
Yeah. It's interesting.
They don't like having stuff around their neck. I am fucking flabbergasted. I'm angry as shit about this. What the fuck is with new guys not wearing neck protection?
What?
Bruh.
What do you mean? Their helmet has nothing?
Wait. So they have an aventail, or they have a piece of floppy fabric, the historical padding, and they have plates across the shoulders. That doesn't go underneath and stay into the neck. And that's the only neck protection they have otherwise.
What do you mean?
Like they have like some plates built into their liners, and that's it.
That's what I got. Never been a problem.
If you leave it attached to the helmet, and you get bent over in one way, shape, or form, the helmet moves a lot further than your head does.
Simon strap.
Doesn't matter. Your head still does this.
On how tight your Simon strap is.
It's not always going to stop that amount of movement.
That's never been a problem in my experience.
Side pivoting does it, but if it moves, I've been hit in the neck. I've been like roughed up.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, I want one. Like, I want to get one of the super dope ones with the little fuzzy on the inside, the leather, and the fuzzy on the inside, right? And it has like the segmented plates with the crab tail on the back or whatever, the crab fucking bullshit.
Nice.
Like the apron,
the lobster tail. Yeah, that bullshit. So I was looking at that and I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like I would like one of those. Right now I wear like a hockey neck protector.
Yeah.
And the only reason I wear it is because my chest piece, otherwise when I'm grappling, rides up a little bit because it's like armor. So it kind of like does this, and I'm like, oh, this is a very unpleasant sensation. So I wear a thing that like prevents that from happening, and then I fucking just rock people just because of that alone.
Yeah. I wear a silly Spanish collar with like the vertical and then the segmented plates that go across my collarbone and stuff like that. I tell my people to aim for the collarbones, aim for the traps.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite spots.
And I'm like, that's a place where they do not want to get hit ever, and you will make them move if you start hitting them there. And if they're stuck, you're gonna make them quit.
Yeah. That's a dropper. You could drop people with a one-handed shot there too.
Okay,
like if you nail them hard enough, like for sure.
We're basically doing AMA now. Why do maces get such a bad rep?
Because they're terrible.
Because let me explain why. The reasons the rulings on maces is they only can be so what?
That's what I'm pointing at Ben, because what he just said is the reason.
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
No, they are not heavy enough to be effective, because a mace is meant to be effective to crush through armor. So if it's heavy enough to be effective, that's how we just have permanent injuries and we can't sustain a league.
Yeah. They basically act like a hammer. Hammers still work against armor. That's just like the
Hammers
end all.
are great against armor.
They work great against armor, and
axes being legal blows my fucking mind.
It's crazy,
honestly.
right?
Like I love axes. They're like my favorite weapon. I love axes, right? They're awesome. But like the fact that they're legal, like blows my fucking mind. The fact that I can go around and smash people with axes
with that fucking halberd behind you.
Oh, bro. The Bardish.
The Bardish.
Oh God. I love that shit. But yeah, it's fucking dope. But the fact that I could like that was one of the things I was like, oh shit, like I can actually like baseball bat swing somebody with a two-handed axe, and that's like become my thing. It's like fucking one-shotting people with the two-handed axe. It's the fucking bomb.
Clobbering.
But like the fact that that's legal is crazy, because you're like, oh, we can't like have maces legal because of like damage armor. Bro, I can be like dent. You know, and some people have the fucked up. Okay, you know someone's a real asshole when they get the fucked up axe, right? You know the axe that's pointed like fucking this shit, like it's like pointed at that fucked up angle where the head kind of droops down like that, and then it always hits with the point. You know, like you know, it's like it has a curvy top, and then the blade of the axe goes down like this towards the shaft of the axe. That axe is like, you know, this person is like, I'm trying to hurt people. Like I'm trying to hurt people.
I wanted to get one of those axes made for doing the pole axe fighting for ACS.
Oh my god.
Can we please get like a stupid BuzzFeed survey of what type of
It's
axe
like I think it's mid it's like mid 15th
asshole axe.
It's late 15th Italian. It's just literally at like a 45-degree angle off of the handle of the axe, and it's like, oh,
hey,
God.
You better cut that out, all right? There's no halves anymore. It's in thirds, all right? You got to get specific with that, bro. I'm gonna carbon date your axe.
Yeah, really.
30 years.
Thoughts on Josh Kearney's idea to drop tournament system altogether and fight in favor only chapter matches?
Here we go.
I mean, whatever. Like, I don't know, just do whatever tournament the person who's organizing the tournament wants.
Well, like
my comment on that post was tournament of power, right? It's Dragon Ball Z tournament, okay? There's no list, right? The only way that you lose is ring out, KO, or submission, right? And there's no time limit.
No
right?
time.
It's single elimination ladder tournament, and the champion has to one-shot the whole thing. It's the way.
I would say only in singles would I see a tournament really being good. If we're talking like, you know, qualifiers to get to a national, like to the international, anything like that, I really am in favor of the chapter match, just because, let's be honest, at least half the teams really are not in consideration. So they're kind of just time fillers. They're burning out the audience, and it's just more things to kind of, you know, account for. And I'm on those teams because I suck as a fighter. I'm say that with all love. But it's realistically, you need, like, if we're talking, you know, to go to the chapter match, would, you know, you'd have to have your regions, you know, locals and all that. So I would say, you know, I don't know, the tournament is good for, I'm just not in favor of tournaments, like, period.
Well, I mean, who's your target?
The volume of
No, but who's your target? What are you doing? because a chapter match, like, okay, so like a season is a tournament, right? Like that's what like baseball and hockey and basketball seasons and football
Yeah.
seasons are. It's like match structures that lead towards finals. It's all a giant ladder tournament. So it's like the whole season is a tournament and your matches are individual parts of that tournament. So it's still tournament. Right. But if you're talking about the tournament where you get like a bunch of teams all together, I mean, these are just different events. It's like one is for a league season ranking, right? And one is like, yo, we're having a big tournament where we're getting a bunch of teams together. We're all going to fight each other. So it's like they're different. They're entirely different things. So it's like I don't think you have to be absolutist in that sense and say we only have to do this or we only have to do that. Like there's a variety of different event structures that you can have that can promote like good and competitive fighting. So I think it's just a question of like what flavor you want to do and how you want to like what you're trying to isolate. Like if you're trying to set up like the match and chapter match structure is good for a couple of reasons, and it's definitely better for team versus team, right? Like because that's the goal of that is it's supposed to be team versus team, and then we find out which team after all of the teams fight each other over several months, right? And then we find out at the finals like where everybody ranks up after a whole season. That's like an entirely different type of event than like we're all meeting at this one tournament and fighting, and whoever does the best wins. It's like they're just entirely different in the nature of the event. So it's like I don't think that there's a necessity to go like only this way or only that way. You can if this is a situation
like absolutist.
No. I'm just saying that this is a situation in which you can have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and
rice pudding.
Yeah, the only thing, the tournaments I would say like massive tournaments, I would keep them for like an expo. And like I would not, if you're trying to decide, like if for the national qualifiers to go international, I think they should move away from mass tournament to qualify within your region, and then you have chapter matches. You can even have chapter matches in a tournament style that day, like that. You know,
that's a great idea though. That's a sick idea.
I'd rather do that than have one team fight 3 matches all day. They fight 6 fights. If they win them all, they take first. Like they had 3 fights. They had 6 rounds of fighting.
That's structure. That's just the tournament structure. That's bad. That isn't the idea of getting all these people together and fighting. That's bad. That's the tournament being just poorly organized. Like I think that the best structure for these kinds of tournaments is ladder with losers brackets, because then everybody fights the entire day, right? And it's like it doesn't have to be a single elim, and that's what sucks about like going like traveling and getting your whole team together and then losing in round 1. Like in our sport, no money's on the line. Nobody is down to lose in round 1, right? And be like, oh, I traveled all this way to have fun all day and I only fought once. That sucks. Right? Nobody wants that. But it's like you can just have other structures. You can have multiple losers brackets. You can have, separate pools. So everybody has to get out of their pool. And then once you get out of your pool, you're placed in another bracket with other people who play similarly than you in their pools. So there's ways to make the teams fight each other all day and then still have a winner and still have everybody together.
I just think all the rounds should go best of 5.
I really like that. I really like that. Almost like have your main list of the people who already qualified. Like you are the best in the region. We know this. It's agreed upon. You're going to fight it out. Have a separate list, almost like the wild card list. Where it's like, you got a team, put them out there.
Give people chances to fight for 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
It's like one thing I like about certain tournament structures is that you can figure out like a way to seed, right? So it's like you can be like, all right, so the way we want to set this up is that, we're going to have like A pool and then B pool, right? And then those are going to feed into like their own winners brackets and their own losers brackets. And then you're going to take the people from those losers brackets and they're going to fight each other. And the people from these winners brackets are going to fight each other. And then at the end, you get the winners from the first brackets fighting the losers from the last bracket. Kind of thing, right? So you'll have people fighting for like 3rd and 4th, and then you'll have people fighting for 1st and 2nd. So then everybody's gotten a chance to fight the majority of the day.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different ways to do that.
So the endgame system, the KTEY, I'll go with that.
Katie.
So the endgame system would be this chapter match, and each tournaments are their own independent events. I think that is like basically a thing. Like we do the seasons of chapter matches and everything else like that. You can declare winners out of that, or you can do it by region, like chapter matching in your region. This is how many points you get, and then all the regions meet up together, and then they compete for a national title. Sure. But then each like that's its own thing. And then each national qualifying tournament, like that's its own thing itself. Like the bigger tournaments, I think is actually like they're basically spectacle at that point in time. Like you're bringing all these, we've got over 100 fighters. They're everybody's fighting everybody. That's when you can do 30s. That's when you can do 10s reliably and keep 10s going.
Yeah.
But then there's the problem of if you want to do that, how do you get the people there for that? And it's if you're making like one of the greatest ways to get bigger fights, like all versus alls and like those kinds of things, is get people together for a tournament. Because after the tournament, people still want to fight. So then you're like, bro, let's split everyone up and go 30 versus 30, you know. And then people are super game. But it's hard in absence of the people already being present to do that, because it's like, how are we gonna like make 30-man teams? Yo, it's like, what, I'm gonna be like, oh shit, who's going to this tournament? Fuck, I'm in Canada and I really want to go. Yo, Paul, are you going to this tournament? How many guys you got from this tournament? Yo, Ben, are you going to this tournament? Do you want to be on my 30s team? Oh, you're already talking to that dude about being on his 30s team? Yeah. Fuck, can we join your 30s team?
So I think
schoolyard lineup as soon as you get there.
I have a place. I have an arena where I can do this stuff. I want to do a 10-on-10 tournament. Like put up prize support, put up like whatever, figure out a way to accommodate people as best as humanly can, find as many deals as humanly, make it as advantageous to show up, make it like an event that you actually want to go to, and do 10s, and like have a 10-man fighting tournament, and I kind of actually want to see that happen.
So part of that is a little bit to what Bear was alluding to, that we're not getting paid for all this, it's kind of all on your own dime. I think shifting away from strictly the international being like a mass gathering where everyone just fights to try and qualify, that needs to be like almost an invitational.
Mm-hmm.
So then when we have these like the 10s, like everyone didn't already blow their load traveling for a tournament where they fight for 3 rounds. Then we like, it's a specifically designed like, hey, we're just going to do a lot of fighting. It's going to be a lot of fun. So then, these, for the international, unless you don't have to worry about saving up for that, because you're probably like we can all be real. I'm never going to save up for that again. I'm not going to make an international team. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So now, like, going to the 10s and stuff and all these events.
You could.
You have to train, bro. Why don't you try?
I know, right?
Bro, what's wrong with you, bro? Bring out you're like a defeatist. I'm never going to do it again. I fucked up already. You've already lost, bro. Come on, bro.
Don't mind. I'm gonna go cry in my corner now. I don't take this positivity shit too well.
Be strong, man. Mind of a champion.
I know.
So
one day, hopefully.
But at this, like, my thing is, like, I want to have like a decent sized tournament that has nothing to do with the international scene in any way. Like, we can put out to like, hey, Canada, do you want to come down for a 10-man tournament? Sure. We'll like the invitation's there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mexico, like we'll tell Mexico and Brazil, get your asses up here. Let's go do stuff.
Bro, Argentina, bro.
Argentina, yeah. So we just put it out to like South America. Put together like 15 dudes, send them up. But basically, doing things like that. But then I can have an event that have like leather bikini clad ring girls. I can have fire shooting out of places where like it's fun.
You mean a WMFC event?
Yeah, like actually like put production value to it. I don't know.
That's literally a WMFC event.
I'd have Greg show up and actually set up the proper camera shit, and I'd batter him about and tell him to do it right.
Yeah, I'm very excited for the 17th. For everyone tuning in, we're gonna have more details of where you can watch it, but that's going to be a live stream that we're hoping to be kind of the standard for the national events. That's
what is the 17th?
It's going to be a scrimmage in Jersey, but that's where Greg's going to be coming out. I'm going to be doing broadcasting, and
nice.
That's going to be our test bench to the bigger
Who's
events.
the scrimmage? Who's fighting in the scrimmage?
I got upset. I thought I saw you and Ian's name on there, and I got excited. But it's right now. It looks like it's the Iron Lions, who've been on an absolute rampage. If you guys have seen my, I know, right? But if you saw my editing video, I got the chance to film them. They've been putting in major work, doing a lot of traveling in the region. I think they had like 6 fights the past like 8 weekends.
I fought them last weekend.
They've been going nuts. But they're going to be coming up to Jersey. We're going to be fighting at Kraken's place, and that should be an amazing time.
Sounds dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll probably be there.
So
I'm gonna be
sign in, watch.
quarantine and curfew. So sure, I'll watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm fucking super.
Yeah.
Drive down the fucking road. Come see us.
Yeah, right.
I can't.
You can also join my Discord server where we're gonna get special ops to try and smuggle bear out of Canada.
Yeah, there we go. So,
I need to start plugging my Discord server.
No,
I gotta build that shit, and then plug that, and then I have a fourth. I have
a Discord server.
Discord server.
Oh,
Everyone has a
many.
Discord server, but you have one by default. So it's like I'm just gonna yeah, you do.
Mine has production
server,
value
right?
behind it.
Create a channel, and then you have it. And then you just market your shit.
Go look in the memes.
Right?
Go look in the memes.
Yeah, so I gotta do exactly that too, and then I can have a fourth thing to add to my whole fucking spiel.
Yeah, great. Another
now you got to get a Tumblr page of all the different photos. You got to have the TikTok of all your different events.
What's that shit? Linktree?
Oh yeah, I have a link tree. Check out the link tree.
There you go.
That's where you have all the bullshit. It's like one thing that's like, here's all of my social media bullshit, right? And they can just be like, oh, I want to see Paul's Instagram. Now I want to see Paul's OnlyFans.
Yep.
Woof.
Oh, I still want to start Only Cans.
Cans.
Yeah, Only Cans, and it's like you have to be in helmet and gauntlets at all time.
I can do that. That's
or
pretty
it's
easy.
Or never mind.
It's always in helmets. Everything else you can be naked, whatever, but it's helmet and gauntlets all the time. That's the rule of
check out that link tree in the live chat. You can go check that out.
Sure.
I've got all my different social medias on there. I'll go look at it real quick. I got my YouTube account, my Facebook, my Instagram.
Shirts.
There's my T-shirts are on there. There's a support.
I'm gonna go on that link tree. I gotta get one of those shirts.
You gotta get one of those shirts.
Yeah.
I gotta get a T-shirt thing.
I have crop tops. I have crop tops.
Crown on it.
Oh.
You have crop tops?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Bro, you're rocking it.
Everything's a crop top.
I'm not wearing a crop top currently.
Everything's a crop top.
Everything's a crop top if you try hard enough.
Yeah, if you believe.
Yeah. I thought you said if you bleed.
Well, I mean, Jesus. Crop top.
Crop top.
Man.
On the spot crop top.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
On the spot crop top.
Yeah. On that note, let's watch some fights.
Oh, I'm down. We're like an hour in? Let's watch some fights.
Right.
Perfect.
I don't know if the stream will work.
Give them give the people what they came for.
Yeah, it's angry. Yeah, right. It's angry at my bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. How do I change said bit rate?
You're shoving your bit rate into their bandwidth.
In your Discord, it's just file, settings, and then output. You can change your bit rate.
Yeah, you gotta change your output, bro.
Output.
Yeah. Put that out in the stratosphere.
Do I turn it up or turn it down?
What's it set at now?
2500.
Put it up to 9500.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why?
I know. I'm sorry. So many numbers.
Warning: recordings cannot be paused if the recording quality is set the same as stream. Got it.
This is. You might have to call someone to get that looked at.
What? What are you on about, guy?
I'm gonna have to call someone to get that looked at.
I'm so confused. Okay, now I have to minimize this again on OBS because I made it bigger.
Oh, I see stuff happening on the stream.
Yeah.
I see fighting happening.
There you go. Look at that quality too.
All right, which fight are you watching? Are you just watching Are you just doing the whole tournament?
I hit the first one and I just pulled up I just pulled up the tournament, but I can skip forward to some stuff.
I'm just trying to find the same video because I sent. Oh, there it is. Because I sent it to you. There you go.
I got Luis talking and some other guy.
Yeah, you got to jump by. You got to jump like a half hour in.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, you send me
it's more than 36, 38, 40.
Oh yeah. You got to jump in there. It's like 30. Yeah, like go to like 38, 39,
37.
Yeah, 39. Like 39.
Really?
I'm at 39 and they're like about to square off. So it's like, man, I'll send you the link, dude.
Is this the one that you were having a conniption fit about?
Dude, like this is what we were watching when we were on my stream.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I just sent it to you in Discord, Ben. When we were on my stream and I was doing that like random film study. Right?
Yes.
And so I decided, I'm going to watch this whole tournament on stream. So I watched the whole tournament. We're talking about it and just going through it. Man, dude, in this fight, the guy gets kicked in the dick 5 times. It's so bad that at the end he's rolling around on the ground, right? He's rolling around in pain, and it doesn't end in a DQ. And the guy who kicks him in the just watch it, just watch it, just.
I'm
just
at 39, dead.
Just 39 on the dot.
39 on the dot.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me know when you're starting.
Ben,
ready.
You ready?
Let's do this.
3, 2, 1, play.
I'm warning you. Okay? Like there's a substantial amount of dick kicks.
A substantial amount.
Dude, I'm not joking.
I'm really glad about this, like the quality of like ring, the situation, their setting. It all looks great.
Dude, it looks
major
sick.
props to the stage crew and the film crew. This is
their whole setup looks really sick.
And that ring girl
props to the girl
come out to yell it.
Even masked up. All right, there you go.
Yeah, they're all masked up right now.
Referee masked up. Unlike the tournament that I just watched, the HMB school tournament. Oh boy.
I like how the judge has a buckler.
Gotta have a buckler because you got to get in there sometimes. Oof.
Good solid left. I think that's Farjat. Farhat.
And they're doing
good kick.
5 rounds.
Ceballos, and
3.
Farhat.
It's 3x3s.
3x3s. All right.
Solid. Really good maneuverability. Good footwork.
Yeah.
I think Argentina has some sick fighters. And there we go.
Definitely do.
Yep,
There's one.
There's number 1. Right?
Oh, man.
30 seconds in.
Jesus.
Oh,
he doesn't say. I don't even think he said sorry to him.
I would like. I think it's
Sabatons.
the ref's discretion rule to take away a point, right?
I think he does get a point deducted. I think in the 3rd round he gets a point deducted.
Oh, okay. It takes a few rounds for it to count.
Bro, okay, so it's like
it's a running clock.
I'm not exaggerating.
It was a running clock though.
Yeah. Don't worry, the time becomes meaningless and the fight lasts forever. It's a sick fight outside of that. Look, that slip was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or the pullback rather was nice.
Really good movement out of
them. They're bopping on their feet.
Nice.
They're shifting around.
Yeah. All right, I think it's coming right about now. Oh, I remember it being sometime soon. Very good movement. I like how he's using the shield punch and rotating to his left.
Yeah.
Like good traditional boxing in there. Jab and move to the left is like very, very like classic.
Mm-hmm.
What's nice about the sword is that because it's longer than your reach, even with the shield, that when you rotate to your left, you can still swing through and connect. Whereas normally you wouldn't be able to without twisting your hips and changing your footwork up a bit, or at least stopping, planting, and like really turning your hips to get range.
They're not getting to such a grind right now. They're still moving around a shit ton.
Yeah. And with 2 minutes past, which is like tough.
So there's a bunch of weird ref calls related to grappling. So I don't know what their meta is exactly. Perhaps they have a bit of a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that was very nice. The follow up with the shield punch there.
Mm-hmm.
Got like under the chin there. That was nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. See that's what we were talking about with the head displacement, right? Because like you have such range, so that you don't even have to fully complete your punch by the time you do. Their head goes. Like,
swords are very different too between the two of them.
Yeah, especially in the melee. If you can get like a running one with that displacement, that's
game
changer done.
That's very solid. Saw that in I did a review of Partisan versus White Company from the Tournoi de Laon in 2019, and
still 10 seconds
that's
going,
how that's how the center fighter got the first takedown. It's just running hardcore shield punch to the head, and the guy just went.
That was almost close. That knee was skirting the line there.
Yeah, it was.
Chair is a good call. We don't often see chair in tournaments. Chair is a very, very, very good call. Water too.
I wonder
Good
how
call.
heavy their falchions are, because I'm going to be curious to see if armor starts to develop lighter and lighter falchions as pro fights become more.
Don't they have a minimum?
WMFC has WMFC has a 1.3 kilogram minimum, and they have a variety of balance points required on the sword to make it like, legal. Which I think it goes a little bit far.
No,
a little bit far.
I think it makes sense.
It does. It does. But it goes a little bit far.
I don't think it does.
Right? I'm not saying it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. I think it makes perfect sense. But I think it also goes a little bit far. Because fighters should have a certain, you should have a certain measure of choice over the configuration of the balance of your weapon.
But fuck off. You have a minimum. You have a minimum weight of 1,300 grams.
Minimum weight is fine. Balance changes things, though, because if you're requiring me to have a certain distribution, that means I'm going to be forced to have a tip-heavy weapon or a handle-heavy weapon, whereas some people prefer tip-heavy, and that changes your fighting style, and some people prefer handle-heavy, and so it's like there's a variety of concerns with regards to your own style and performance. So I think there being a little bit of some play there is good, but I don't know what the history of the WMFC meta is there. Perhaps they saw a ton of abuse, right? And they're like, no, bro, we can't have people just going, right? Maybe they were like, that's bad.
They're having some serious conferring between each other right now. They're talking.
Maybe his dick hurts.
They're talking a lot.
A lot of touching. The ref really getting.
Could be the coach. Could be the coach also, or the corner being like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Kick me in the dick.
And Ceballos is in the striped tabard, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Gotta try and keep them apart.
They're both wearing green and white. Good job.
The thing that I find disappointing about the kicks to the junk is that they sap a lot of energy from the fighter. They'll take your wind out of your sails right away. You all of a sudden don't want to fight anymore, right? So it's hard. It's hard to imagine in certain ways what the fight it's hard to imagine what the fight would have been like if that didn't happen, right? Would it have gone down differently? Is a real question.
This ring girl wearing the right kind of shoes to be in there, 4-inch combat boots.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, I just saw you comment in the stream. What up, man? Shout out. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Josh?
Nice little switch step there from Ceballos. Nice integration of kicks. I'm a big believer that the kicking game is going to become more and more relevant.
I don't like how he's kicking. Right. I'd rather see a place and push kick rather than a swinging kick.
I think leg kicks. Have possible relevance.
They definitely do.
If a leg is heavier than a sword, and if you could throw a disabling leg kick early on in a fight, that could just be the fight, right?
Yep.
We've also there's a video that came out of the Warlords Academy, I think, of a functional leg kick, where dude gets kicked in the leg and he's GG'd immediately. If that happens at a tournament level fight, you're fucked for the rest of that. You lose.
Oh yeah.
You against we're talking two fighters conditioned, and you get nailed like that, and it's you're crippled from that shot. GG, fight over. You win. And it's
Josh, you're not wrong. It probably is freezing.
I think as armor becomes lighter and lighter, inevitably, and technique becomes better and better, and the integration with more traditional mixed martial arts increases, and you have more fighters branching from mixed martial arts into our sport.
They just split them apart for grappling.
Yeah, that was one of the weird ref calls I was referring to. Sorry, okay. I was ranting there. So it's they split them super quick for that clinch. That was not 7 seconds.
Are they just going by the HM? But what does CAF go by? I'm not too familiar with them.
This is a WMFC tournament.
Okay, gotcha.
So this should be arbitrated like WMFC. So I don't know really. I found that was a very quick separation.
Yeah. Because I know previously it was active or not. I think you have 10 seconds, and then they'll break it up.
I think they should just let people clinch it out if it's not shitty. If it's super shitty, break it up.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't think there should be a time limit. The wrestling is legit. The ref can make a call there if the guys are stuck on each other's armor or whatever. That's fine. But if it's an active grapple, don't split them, man. Let them work.
Yeah, let them try for something.
I want to see a better developed wrestling game, and fighting to neutralize so you can get separation is a result of bad rules.
I'm very
Nice.
excited to see like more. Ooh, great knee.
Yeah,
But,
very nice. Very nice takedown attempt that results in Ceballos taking his back.
So, and that's what I'm really excited to see more ground game wrestling developing in Armor, because I think it was Brett, or no, sorry, it was Sean in their most recent Warlord stream. Like he went down first and he had him in a bad spot, but he did like this nice leg sweep while he was down and still got the dominant position and got some strikes in.
Having good jits, I think, is important. And like by good jits, I'm not saying be a black belt. Like white belt level jujitsu is going to make you very strong if you can properly integrate it in Armor. And it's like one of the problems you have in Armor is how everything is going to lock up on you and you're going to get stuck on them and shit. So you can't necessarily easily bridge and shrimp out or some shit, or like get like Josh recently made a video about the knee shield, which I think was a really cool video. Like, good job, Josh. Like, I think that's a very relevant topic, considering the pro fight is becoming like a thing people are more interested in, and not many people in our sport have familiarity with the ground game. I think knee shield is like a very, very good way to keep somebody from advancing position, and like it also it shrinks your targets because shots to the legs don't count for points in on the ground, so it like shrinks your available targets. So yeah, all that to say is having like white belt jits is very important.
I think having a better way of controlling your opponent while they're on the ground, like using your shield, using your sword arm, using your knee, staying in a position off of their body, because you want to be able to deliver good blows, you want to be able to deliver punishing blows, you want to look in control. Like, that's the thing about WMFC and like pro fights and stuff like that. It's all very subjective to how the fight actually looks. Doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many times you hit him with a sword. If you were backing up the whole time and you let him, like, if you let him control you, but you just had good like sniping.
Well, WMFC doesn't arbitrate on a 10-point or a 5-point, like a 10-point must system, like the night fights do. It's like they're counting strikes.
Are they actually counting blows?
Yeah, they're like
sometimes
every
I've watched
different
some
kind of
stuff
strike
and it doesn't really seem like that.
Oh no, like their scores at the end are like 44 to like 45 or some shit. Like, you know, like this, like I think where was it? I saw a scorecard from I forget which tournament, and it was like 44 to 40.
Yeah.
Like total strikes landed, and it's like a regular strike is like 1 point, and like an accented strike that has a big effect is like 2 points.
By the way, everybody in the live chat, I put up the link to the video we're watching. If it's blocked,
nice,
if it's shitty for you, we're at 50-50.
So what I think is sick, right? What I think is sick about this is look how long he's letting the dude work on the ground.
Yeah, really.
That's not 7 seconds. It's not 10 seconds. It's not first to 3 strikes. But then conversely, they separated them immediately in the clinch.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, right.
Like okay, you're being progressive with ground fighting and like letting them work there. That's fucking awesome. But like, what the fuck? The guys were like wrestling up against the thing, and you're just like,
yeah. Not a huge fan of that.
Ooh. Very nice.
Oh,
very nice.
He like slid that back leg out, and I was just
he tried to shoot super far, and he just did not succeed. But it's like, dude on the ground is doing a really good job of fouling a lot of this.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of using the shield to control, which I don't see too much of. I see most people trying to like throw the shield as like the point getter. Right, but I think the shield should more be used to like control and like open shit up and then snipe into the gap with the sword and like hold their shit in place so that they can't get out and then be like bop bop bop. I think that's gonna more. There we go.
Oh, yep.
That was it.
Boom. Just clot opera.
Yeah.
What timestamp are you guys
at? 52:20.
20.
Somehow you guys are like 6 seconds ahead of me.
Well, you'll see it 6 seconds in the past then.
Sure.
Yeah, I got 30.
Or in the future.
2,
in the future.
3.
All right, here we go. He's coming out again. Number 2.
Jesus.
Number 3.
Just that upward. Yeah. Yep. There it is again.
He went for it again.
Like you should never just swing up kick. Never do that. No good comes.
No good comes from that at all.
No, it's either side or like Sparta kick. That's it.
Did he say that one was like really close to his testicles that time? That he didn't actually hit him in the testicles?
No, he got hit. He got hit.
Yeah. Yeah, if he stops and points to his balls, I'm assuming he got hit.
He's coming at it again with the kicks.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, man. You got to stop it.
Yeah, you would think by now he would just stop. There you go.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
He's rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, glove off, gauntlet off. Just like, bro, what the fuck? At that point,
like, why?
Scorecard is thrown out. You just lose. That's it. Go
that
home.
should be a DQ, right?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I said. I was like, I was like, this should be a disqualification. Easy.
Yes.
Like as a ref, you should be at this point. It's like 1, okay, 2, 3-point deducted. 4, come on. DQ.
By the way, Sabalas wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah. Just wait. Just wait. It's gonna get good.
No.
Just wait. Just watch. Just watch.
Oh yeah, this asshole.
Just wait. Just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for him. Don't ruin the end of the fight for him. There's a really good moment. A really good moment. So yeah. So now I believe they're deducting a point.
By the way, major props to the what's it called? The marshal there with the witch doctor or the period authentic.
His helmet
mask.
is off, bro. His helmet is off. That's such a bad sign that his helmet is off.
Just to get
what time stamp are you
Oh,
at now?
look at him. We're at 54:47.
Okay.
Just give him a nut tap as you're leaving. He deserves it. You got one coming.
Oh, dude. So we're up to what? We're up to 4?
Yeah.
Even 4 is 4 too many.
It's Jesus Christ. I mean, especially with Sabatons. Like,
bro.
The extra mass just hitting you in the balls, just no good.
Especially if you catch him more with the greave. Oh, boy. Dude, there's like no flex.
He's got his helmet back
Wait, no,
on.
so this is round 3 that they're going into.
Yeah.
Wait,
they're already in round 3.
They're in round 3.
They're already in round 3. This is already in round 3.
Oh, it's just the graphics didn't update. I gotcha.
The time has been thrown out the window at this point.
Yeah, we don't pay attention to the time anymore. It's not real.
I know.
Bro, it's like when you get kicked in the junk this many times, right? It's like time doesn't exist for you anymore. You're in another dimension.
Another plane of existence.
Stall pain.
You're in the scrotum sphere. Poor guy.
Yeah, bro, it's rough. I'm looking at the amount of time that they're taking here. Also, the dude with the plague doctor mask, that's so dope.
Yeah,
but like,
that plague doctor, that was the word I was trying to find.
I'm just looking at the amount of time that they're taking, and I'm just like, oh my god. Imagine how much he's like, bro, he's back.
Yeah.
What a beast.
What a major props to you.
What a beast.
He agrees to fight him again. Like, that's the problem.
What a beast.
If I was him, I would not throw any shots. I would strictly kick Ceballos in the dick.
In the dick.
I was like, pure revenge. Like, this is it.
See, and like now, actually, he comes out really strong, which is crazy. So the end of the round is like his end of the round is really great, and I'm like, yo, where was this fighter? Man, now he's like pissed.
Yeah, I would be too.
A little Superman punch.
Oh yeah.
Little bibbity pop, give you a little pop.
Yeah.
Bro, and he's just coming out all like spitfirey now.
Fucking Roman Reigns out there.
Maybe he's just a dude who just needs to get kicked in the dick a few times before a fight.
Yeah.
Bro, he's throwing the roundhouse to the body.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, take notes at home. For a pre-fight, have your corner man kick you.
Right in the junk.
Just
as hard as he can.
nuts.
Oh, look at him. He's like a beast all of a sudden.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, and the hug after? I wouldn't go for that.
No. Just wait.
I'd have punched him in the face and walked away.
Just wait. Wait until the realization of how much is on the line with this match hits you.
Oh, man.
Bro. It's rough, bro.
It's terrible.
Yeah, both of them really good fights. I'm very, very pleased to see that.
Yeah, it was sick. Just imagine with no kicks to the dick.
With perfectly intact balls, this fight.
Bro, oh my God, it's like my stomach hurts just thinking about it.
I know.
Oh, bro. All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Oh wait, no, they're not calling it. All right, okay, they're just hugging him, just grabbing his junk in pain. He's calling it.
I'd love to just like see him have that water bottle, just like pour it down his nuts, just to try and
just,
get the swelling down.
Fuck. Oh my God. Oh, bros all over the internet, please don't do this to anybody.
Yeah, don't do that.
Especially on an internationally streamed tournament.
Just
doesn't seem like a good plan.
Sparta or sidekick, never straight down the middle.
Right, like knee up, forward, right?
Yeah.
You don't you don't come up like
into the guts. You need to be in the guts.
Knee, and then
what are you like? There's nothing you can hit. The only thing is it'll just travel up.
Yeah, it's hot. Or like at least come to like the side, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, you do like that nice sidekick. Yeah.
At least, but like he's just coming straight. Whoop.
Get a nice Muay Thai like kick in there. Oh yeah, great.
We are literally just watching till the end till they announce the winner of this fight.
It's so good, dude. I lost my mind on stream. When I streamed this, I lost my fucking mind. This whole time I was losing my mind. This whole time I was talking shit.
Yeah, the whole time we need to start getting some round tables and like just get all of us in streams to start watching this shit.
Bro, that was so good. I like that. That was fun. That shit that Chris Wilkins posted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was fucking sick. I'd be super down for that. We just gotta we have to coordinate with Ringo because he's so busy, right?
Yeah.
Ringo now.
He's 2 months ahead of time.
Ringo, I'm telling you, he's gonna pop on later. It's gonna be, you guys were streaming? I had no idea. I don't know anything anymore. That's what he's gonna say.
You're gonna be all upsetty spaghetti about some shit.
Yeah.
I did have that moment the other night. I think it was like No, it was his latest one with him, Greg, and Brian. I was like, fuck, I miss it. I need to go up north again. I miss those fuckers.
Oh man.
That was a good stream. Fucking Taranti.
I mean, that's one thing that's good about big tournaments where a bunch of teams get together is that we all get to be like, bros, what up?
Yes.
Right?
I do not want to like advocate for just the eradication of big events, but like I think the focus of the international qualifiers needs to be streamlined.
I would agree
like
with that.
the look at everyone
Sabalas.
hang out.
Look at him.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, look at this. Look at
him.
All right. Okay. Not to interrupt, but we'll get back to you just.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gives him the thing, right? He wins, and he's like, all right, well, good fight, I guess. Kicked you in the dick 4 times.
Lots of pats,
bro.
Head
Here we
rubbins.
go. Here we go. It's for a belt, Ben.
Oh,
and look at his face.
No, wait, it's not just the face, man. It's not just the face. Yeah.
Come on, man.
He's like, I did it.
I kicked him in the penis 20 times.
He's like, I did it. I'm a champ. And then he's like, yeah, it's your bad. This guy's he's
Bro,
he is cucking himself.
He's the best sportsman ever.
He's cucking himself so hard right now.
Oh man, you can be salty about that. You can
I would
absolutely
lose
be salty.
my mind.
Oh yeah.
And he's bowing to him now.
Yeah, and he's bowing to him.
Since it good. God, I love Japanese culture, but I hate it when people like just take shit.
For real.
Farhat.
He was like, I did it.
The best around. God, Jesus Christ.
I would love to see belts. I want to see belts for pro fights. I think we should incorporate that more.
Oh, that's what I want. I want belts.
And I want like WWE pyrotechnic like entrances. Entrances need to be a thing.
Christ.
You have to have your entrance song. It comes in. You're like everybody gets hyped.
I like how
they're like ah.
Yeah. And so just take the Triple H water bottle and just.
We we all get like our own little nickname inserted in between our names.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Paul the Barbarian, Friedel, right?
Have like those like tats that come